And what I do is I lead it off with what Hillary recently said. She said to a group of women, Democrat women, don't you someday want to see a woman president of the United States of America? And so what she did is she positioned herself firmly as she's going to be an advocate. Okay, and she even says she's going to be an advocate of women's rights, which is ironic, of course, since she underpaid people in her office, but I'll leave that be. The underpaid women. I believe that this is a tremendous opening for the right, and here's why. People are sick of the advocacy. We will have had 8 years of an advocate in chief instead of a leader. 8 years of a president who represents various factions of our society rather than leading all of our society. And people are tired of it. They've seen the favoritism. They've seen, a Justice Department that cracks down heavily and does enormous investigations every time a person of color is killed by a white person and ignores all the times it goes the other way. They've seen the bias. And to hear somebody else come out and say, I'm going to be an advocate, they don't like that. And so what I do is I basically go into what should be our strategy. And to sum it up, our best strategy is not the worst. Well, the worst strategy is to go against her advocacy with our advocacy. All right? Oh, yeah, well, here's our conservative advocacy stuff. If you fight advocacy with advocacy, that makes hers look okay. You've got a whole country that's sick and tired of all these warring, whining factions. And if you just become another one of them, you cancel yourself out. And people are not going to look at her. What you do is you come out against advocacy in general and say, look, what we want is individualism. Okay? If you want to call me an advocate, sure, I'm an advocate for all individuals. But we're not going to play group against group. I love my religious beliefs. I don't want them to be your laws. Okay? I don't want schools forcing your kids to learn my values, my politics, my views on sex. Can Democrats say the same? In other words, show how we in the right want all people to be able to choose their own issues that matter to them and not use the highest office in the land to shove our advocacy down their throat and basically expose them. I've done this with people, by the way, and it really works well. It makes the left look terrible. A lot of fun.
I was gonna ask, should we use the term division and divisiveness whenever she brings that up? Should we talk?
Sure.
She talks about being the first woman. Should we accuse her, or should we go after her as somebody who's trying to divide people?
Sure, absolutely. And I would basically say, notice that you know what? I don't want to pit group against group. I'll tell you right now, I've got groups. I'm a right-wing, evangelical, born-again Christian. Tea Partier. Okay? See all my groups there? I don't want my groups to win over your groups. I want all individuals to have opportunity. You see, I don't want to divide. Why is she dividing us? With all this divisive language, you can't lead people while dividing them. You have to want what's best for all of them. Okay? And so, does that make sense? Okay, so what I basically do...
So what you're saying then is that there's not going to be anybody to advocate for my free pizza days? Is that what you're telling me, Ryan?
Those are bad for you.
Oh, man.
God told me they're bad for you.
I'll advocate for you, Brass. I firmly believe in the party of free pizza.
I think that we should redistribute George's pizza that he just got to Peter, because then Peter will like me more.
You're going to tax my pizza more?
No. I'm not going to tax your pizza.
Wait a minute. Is this rich?
I'm voting for Jersey now. Sorry, George. Can I have my pizza now?
Wait a minute. He's going to confiscate my pizza, not tax it. Excuse me. He's going to confiscate my pizza.
Yes,
it's redistribution. It's redistribution of the pizza to those that need it, like
shared
me.
Sacrifice, people. Shared.
I don't
sacrifice.
like anchovies. I'd make sure I get anchovies on my pizza so nobody would want it. But me.
If you want your anchovies, you can keep your anchovies.
He's like a 1%er hiding his wealth overseas. That's what he's doing here. This anchovies thing. We're gonna find that. We're gonna find that pizza, George. We're gonna take the anchovies off of it, and we're still going to share it out.
If he wants his anchovies, he can keep his anchovies.
Anchovy privilege is not allowed. Ban it. So Kurt's hashtag was unintended race together, and he had some really funny ones. Some of my favorites are, I think rappers who use the N-word are disgusting. Why does the president pal around with them? Did you know that the Republican Party was founded to oppose the Democrats' embrace of slavery? I disagree with liberals. I don't think minorities need scraps in the form of welfare. I think they need freedom.